the bottom right, bottom corner.
Yes. Started.
Okay. Sorry. So please admit people as and when they join, and maybe we'll get started in 2-3 minutes or so. But I'll try to join as soon as I can. Okay, I'll just go and pick my mom.
Sure. Everybody able to see the seats? I just changed this.
Yeah.
Change the
It's
view.
cool. It's cool.
That's nice. Okay, my head is missing. Yeah, this is better.
Let me change his
It's
bag.
almost feeling like, we are in the 3 Idiots scene where they were in the seating when the principal comes. I don't know if you remember that particular scene.
Yeah.
It almost feels like I'm hiding behind the desk.
What about this?
Technology
this is good.
speaks. Technology
This is
speaks.
good. Oh my God, we have become protests on the wall. Huh?
High tech.
Hall of shame.
So by the time everyone joins, I think we can introduce ourselves to Jigyasa. So Jigyasa knows me, so I think I don't need to introduce myself. So we can start with Sorish.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't know me.
I'm saying introduce yourself to Jigyasa and the people who don't know.
Okay.
I know you.
So, yeah. No, the way you told me, I thought that, okay. So, okay. Hi, Jigarsa. Welcome to the club. My name is Sorish. I'm also based out of Bangalore. I am a storyteller and a coach and love to learn new things. And one of the reasons why I'm in the club is I have smarter people than me in the club who are original thinkers. So I get to learn a lot and hopefully here to give some value as well. So that's all about me.
Where are you from in Bangalore?
I am in South Bangalore,
Where?
Banarata Road.
Oh, that's close by. I put up in Kormangla.
Okay, where in Kodmunda?
Kormangla first block.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to be in Ijipura before. My office was in 4th block. So
Okay.
Kormangla I know for a long time. So
Yeah.
from 2003 till 2009, I was in Kormangla.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Then I shifted to Banarata for work and never got a chance to go back. Where are you from actually?
I'm a Delhiite. I and Rohit went to the same school actually.
Okay, which school is that?
Springdales.
Oh, okay.
In Delhi, yeah.
I know. I mean, which part of Delhi are you from?
I am from Central Delhi, Central West Delhi, near Karol Bagh.
Okay. No, I know Delhi well. My office was there, so I had to stay in Okla and work there for 4 months in a suit in a May. So
yeah,
you can well imagine in the month of May, June, April to do a BD in a suit is a very, very different thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
thanks, Sorish.
That
I think that's a big introduction. I know.
That's called knowing each other.
नहीं, Sorish का introduction सच में बहुत बड़ा होता है. like there are a lot of things that we should know about him. So yeah, Deepika, we can go next with you.
Hi, Jigyasa. I am the one who's going to introduce you today. So I know loads about you.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
My secrets are known somewhere.
No. It's all, if anything goes wrong, isko pito, Rohit ko pito.
Okay, okay.
Definitely. वो तो
Trust me, I am going to give a very short intro. So, आप tension मत लो. I'm actually based in Hyderabad. I'm an educator by profession. I worked as an HR in Google India Private Limited and many other companies. And then now I have my own startup and I do some work. So that's all.
That's really nice. That's really nice.
so Rashmi ma'am, you can go next.
Yeah, my name is Rajshri Gopal. I am from Bangalore, Karnataka, and I'm basically a hospitality professional, having spent around 2 decades in Taj Group of hotels and other chains from a different industry, comparatively. And after that, in education institution also, I was heading 2 institutes. After that, just before the pandemic, I start my consultation for my training and as a consultant for corporate company for training. And so after the pandemic, I'm into online training, and now I'm just opening my own website and courses, and on my transition to an entrepreneur.
That's so wonderful. So that's actually an inspiring story, ma'am.
Pandemic taught us a lot, so
Yeah,
I didn't want to go back and get into the rut. See, we actually, what I went through of whatever training, thanks to the e-learning and things, there are 4 levels in each one's life. One is working. Even if you're general manager, you're dean of some academy, you're still in the first phase. Second one, you're stepping into freelancing and something on your own, finding your own thing. Third is collaboration with other platforms and companies and all, where you're just stepping into all. The fourth is you are having an own organization and employee under us. You're a full thing. I'm still just on the third phase, stepping in. So a lot of way to go into the fourth phase.
Yes, I can totally understand. But that's really nice. I learned a lot from this perspective, actually.
Thank you. Every day is a learning.
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
Yeah, I'm still a learner.
Every day is.
So welcome back, Naveen. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, this is Naveen Samala, and I am a IT veteran slash learner, constant learner, and on a mission to shape the careers and lives of millions across the globe through the Guiding Voice platform. And I'm based out of Hyderabad.
That's good.
So yeah, if okay, so Suchitra. So sorry if I spelled your name wrongly. Can you please introduce yourself?
No, it is Sucharita.
Sucharita. Sucharita. Okay, sorry. I'm bad at names.
Sorry for the delay. Actually, somebody is unwell around, so I was hoping not to speak, but please excuse, I can't put the video on. So I'm Sucharita. I am based all over India, but right now based in Port Blair, Andamans. And I have been an IT person also earlier, but right now I'm an entrepreneur and a learner and a blogger. And I'm learning a lot from this group. Thank you very much and excuse me for not putting my video on.
No issue with that. So I'm not able to get the name ICFSFPC003. Please, can you unmute yourself and tell about yourself?
Who is that? ICFSPC. Maybe somebody spying on.
Quite possible.
We have a bot among us.
Maybe someone from Elon Musk family, like the कुछ भी हो सकता है. Okay. So Vedashri, can you introduce yourself, please? Okay.
Is there a format for introduction?
No,
No format here.
Okay. Yes, I'm Vedashri. I've been in IT for 2 decades, and I've been with this group probably for the past 3-4 months, and this probably is my second session. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where
Guys, I
are
think
you
we can.
from?
I'm from Bangalore.
Okay,
Oh.
thank you. Just
Yeah.
noting it down.
No. Okay.
Deepika, I think we can start. Guys, we can start. We are already late, but so it's 15 minutes.
Yes.
Deepika, you can start, please. It's your turn. Guys, those who don't get the joke, please don't try to understand. Please, let's concentrate.
Was there a caveat warning from your side, Rohit?
Welcome, Prema. Okay, she's joining. Just a minute. Welcome,
Yeah.
Prema. So I think Jigyasa would like to introduce Prema.
Okay, Prerna is my younger sister. She's into law, unlike me. I'm into psychology. We come from a background of a family of lawyers. So she's again like she's heading on, I think, the same line. And right now she's interning with Additional Solicitor General of India for her internship. So
Awesome. Hey,
Sure.
Prerna, if you don't mind, can you turn on your video? We would like to see you all, unless it is so difficult.
I am outside, so that's
Oh,
why
nice backdrop. I think you are in some.
I'm outside actually.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. All right, sure. Thank you for honoring the request. Over to you guys. Okay, I'll try to shut my mouth as much as I can.
Hello, everyone. So welcome to the TED Circles meet. So all of you know everyone. So yes, so today's topic is mental wellness. The topic is something that everyone may relate to. Everyone is going through, has gone through of mental issues, or I would say not that. So people are not mentally well. They may or may not accept that. So today we have Jigyasa to tell us more about that. Over to you, Deepika, to start with the introduction of our esteemed guest.
Yeah, thank you. So yes, we all think that leading a happy life is what is the need of the hour, and that is what we are always asked to, isn't it? That is what the world paint us, that the need of the hour is to live happy. But how many of us are living happy? That is a question. We all live in a bubble where we feel that we are okay, but something mentally is disturbing us, and that is the point today we are going to discuss. We are actually going to discuss about mental health, mental well-being, and how it is affecting if we are not. Today, it's a privilege for me to introduce Ms. Jigyasa Tandon. She is a mental health educationist, currently working at NIMH ANS, Bangalore, a mental health practitioner, counseling psychologist for sensitive groups. She's a teacher, she's an author, she's a poet, and whatnot. So I request Jigyasa to speak more about the issue of mental health and mental well-being.
thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this, gesture of calling me prestigious and pristine guest to the platform. So I will give you a lot of points to ponder upon today. Besides that, I would love an interactive session or interaction from your side as well. So, first of all, thank you a lot. Like, pandemic right now, like as Rajshri ma'am was also saying that pandemic has taught us a lot of new terms and new things. And most importantly, the new term mental health. While I say that there is a growing attention about mental health in the phase and every in the market, and people are being concerned about it. The I will take this platform as introduce a challenging thought that mental health, I feel, has become a new word in the bazaar of startups and businesses, with almost everyone having the same story to sell about the mental health startup. And I believe Shark Tank 2, if there is a season coming up, I think there will be a lot of ideas on the mental health startup with a similar story, like I never found one, and so I am, and there's a stigma around it. I think it's a scripted story by now. Before I say like about mental wellness, let's screech a little bit to the history and understand that why mental health is such an important term, and why even we need to talk about it or mention it in the normal conversations that we have, or if not, some educational ones where we tend to or pretend to sound intellectual, or just show off our intellect by our personality by a stance or something. So the thing is, after World War One, we always say that we should have that one friend to fall upon in times of crisis. So while after World War One, we had a lot of things, and philosophy was one of the best friend that people were having, and Socrates and their studies were being discussed, and new strategies were being formed. But it was a hell of a situation. The world was in a crisis. Like today, buying a chips is not a big thing for me, but at that time, earning a bread was a luxury or a very big thing. So the people thought there were educational discussions and everything, and they said that philosophy is not working. The philosophy is not working to help people out, and philosophical discussions or the answers or whatever, vague discussions about love and everything was becoming too stretched to to make people understand. And there were so many things that we were doing on regular basis which needed to be studied as a human behavior, or from a perspective where it was very important to understand that why do we do certain things, like why do we eat every day at 2 o'clock if that's the set clock says, or why do we when we come home, why it is always conditioned that we change our shoes or dress, and we have a pattern and get freshen up before we interact. So there are a lot of patterns, like what, cooking is never taught to us. It's all now with YouTube videos. Yes, it's being taught, and you can like teach yourself with new concepts. But earlier it was more like looking at your mom and in the kitchen and spending time and knowing how to cook and how. So these were like small behaviors which had larger impacts, and people had to study. And so we got psychology from philosophy, and it was based as a very scientific and artistic element in the world, and it had a good science. So we have psychiatry and we have psychology, then we have art to discuss from social work, social psychiatry. So it branched out a lot within psychology, and the whole thing got called mental health. And then came the 3 laws. The first was to find out that how intelligence is keeping people sacred, how certain people are different from certain other ones, how some people are more intelligent than the others. Like if we talk about this person, the movie was neat, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name. Vidya Balan was in that movie. Forgetting the name, Shakuntala Devi. Yeah. So Shakuntala Devi was a maths master, and she has visited so many places. She was so intelligent in maths. So, and even like American psychologists tried to even study her, and it was so impossible it was beyond limits, that the study did not get complete and it took a generational time. So the thing was that, one was that, we had to categorize people, we had to find out who is good, who is not, who is suitable, who is fit for, because in World War One, the effect of crisis was so much because people were dragged into the war. There was insecurity, uncertainty, the way we felt in the pandemic, where we almost lost so many things which was called normal for us. Similarly, though, at that time it was that kind of crisis that people were living in. So the second law was like to treat people who are not well or train them in a way where they become more effective. And third was mental positivity and general well-being of um, people. But what happened, like people got on the first two laws and scientifically studied a lot of it. Like, for example, they studied how, there were terms like classical conditioning, behavior formation, observational learning, a lot of cultural studies that were being done. There were a lot of, observational studies that were being done. Like, people learn from media, or people learn from their teachers, they pick up behaviors when they watch series and everything. Then the diseases part, like, people were divided into who was mentally ill and not fit in the normal of the society and everything. But mental wellness or the mental well-being was not studied until 2000s with Martin Seligman. So that how dangerous the situation was, because we had spent a so long time in just defining, okay, this person is good, this person is bad, this person is doing this. We were too much into the judgments that we lost focus in the life, and the world became so competitive, if you see. So everybody wanted to become the best. Everybody wanted to score 95 in boards. People wanted SRCC. People wanted the best colleges. What about the averages? And averages today are making more money and more reputation. But the point that I'm saying was mediocrity was totally defied. Emotion as such, as a feeling, as a, something that you sense in your body was denied. And, we were told to believe in certain concepts and not believe in certain concepts through our studies, through our books, just because there was a larger propaganda of media going on and politics. So when we think of psychology being a friend to a larger people, we have philosophy, we have politics, we have so many dynamics, we have sociology, we have finance coming together. And in all this matter, the mental health was getting avoided. People were not focusing on them. It was simply, like how we bring in the vegetables. We choose what is the best before we just randomly pick up from the hawker or the whatever the shop. We choose like which vegetable to buy, which suits our taste and which is not, which is good. So simply, from the society, okay, this person is not fitting to the normalcy of the society, or this person is not fitting to the mental health, wellness or something. So they were just picked up and thrown. They was literally segregated from the main society. And that's the worst part. And that's how the stigma build up. And, people were just involved in studies. And the larger impact of culture was so large that even today, people, when they say that I have a mental health problem, people do not agree to it. Or, it's very difficult to go to a counselor. And maybe, AI machines today, like apps and all, are growing. Like there are so many apps which were given the best mental health apps this year and last year, because they are happy that AI is taking over mental health, where mental health and doctorship is all about, human connection, especially psychology. I mean, like how comfortable it is to discuss online, like when it's in person, like, I would love to have friends with you guys in person also, not just on web or something like that. So the sad part is that today it's just a market, and people are not focusing on the larger issues. And and it's not always the fact that you have to feel sad or you're bad, or something largely has gone, large trauma or something has, or genetically you are packed into a mental health problem or something. It can happen to anybody at any time, and the reason could be wide, that reason could be so wide that we can just juggle up to think of it in today's time. So just because we ignored our negative emotions because it was negative, sorry, just because the term negative emotions was attached to anger, to guilt, to sorrow, to show the weakness through tears and everything, just because of the word negative, we ignored it. We didn't appreciate it. And today we are in the worst state in India and world, where we all account in the distressed uh, you know, meter, where I would say one is balance, happy, one side is, totally like diseased. We are all distressed today. We are in the middle part. We are making the mediocre right now, where we are mostly distressed. And depression is one thing. Dysthymia is more of a cultural lifestyle disease, and we are mostly building on that. And then suddenly dysthymia becomes depression, or depression can happen too. So there are slight, there's so many comorbidities like anxiety to associating with depression, and then coming of suicide and everything. The part is that we do not appreciate the idea of mental health being so important. So if we really go by the WHO definition of mental health, it says four very important things, which I want to clearly distinguish and clearly point out also was, first, that we know what our abilities are, like schooling and everything, like, going to engineering college, or, parents choosing our careers and everything. What has happened is we have lost control over ourselves. We have poor decision making abilities. We were mostly told what to do, and we were not appreciated to use our own opportunities, because India was very unique, very useful resource for bonded labor anyway, and MNCs were charting out in India, and they wanted that kind of labor. So it was very, very important to build upon that kind of culture. So when we did what we did, and we were told, okay, now you are going to just do this, we never question our abilities. We have so much of potential that we don't even discover, and just stay in the labels. Like, for example, I'm Mr. Corporate, I'm Mr. This, I'm Mr. That. Maybe you are Mr. Corporate and a chef. Maybe you like colors and you like colorings. Maybe you're a good artist. So the fact is that we don't know our abilities, and it is very, very important to have our abilities into place and into our understanding. The second is that to cope with stressors. Not so when we say stress management is an important skill, life skill, it doesn't mean that everything is stress. And some stress are good also. Anxiety sometimes is good for body, because at an optimal level you have to stress your body to go to fridge or go to your aquaguard to fill a bottle or a glass, so that you can actually subside the need of your thirst, right? So this is very, very important, and chota mota stress ko manage karna is very, very important, right? And then basically it tells you, like, whether you can work productively and effectively. And work does not only mean like in a corporate or a startup or something. Work means like it's very contributing to the society. And the last one is like whether whether the person is only concerned about his well-being or her well-being, or it's really contributing to the larger part of the society as well. So this is something about mental health. So when I have given you so many points to ponder upon, I'll take a pause here and ask you, do you really think that mental wellness is important? Well, I just open the floor to you guys.
Yes, I agree to you. Mental wellness is very, very important. Actually, before going into the mental illness and whatever we discuss about, because I've also, I mean, given a clip where I have seen people, actually suffering with such depression and I think as a part of our life, each one at one part of the life or the other have gone through that, mental state. And but when we like your example, it just took me back that like my daughter was a dentist after her 12th. She got that counseling and she joined as a dentist. She was very happy when she studied and all. And she started dentistry. But after the pandemic, somewhere, she understood that her passion, she started on seeing the home YouTube and such things, Netflix, Then she understood that baking was a passion. And then she started home baking. And now she's more successful as a baker because she gets much happiness out of it, even though she does just she still is a dentist, she practicing that, but this is overtaken that. And at one point I felt bad because she told me after 12th, and I asked her what, she said, I want to become a chef. And I thought because I'm in the industry, she wanted to become a chef. I said, beta wo बहुत मुश्किल है, because I've seen them doing shifts and night shift. I thought in a hotel, my knowledge what it was that, but she was not able to express that what she actually wants, like but then it's never late. She's in her 30s, so I think still she's justifying what she likes and what she does. And to just end up mental illness or whatever can be due to different things according to my perception. It can be due to relationship, which is a major effect. It can be due to career. We are seeing so many people suffering because of career. It has gone to suicide. We have read also in so many newspapers, and due to career. It can be due to emotion, personal problems. Some people are not able to express what they actually are in, and or maybe no support from anybody around them, so the society and the environment around them. So it's actually tapping into your thoughts, feeling, and emotion, and then balancing it, and then restructuring it, and giving it a full-fledged state of mind, which is happiness. That is what I feel is mental wellness. Thank you.
Right. Anyone else?
Yeah,
That was
I
a
just
beautiful
want to
experience.
share. I
Yes,
hope.
yes.
So yes, I just wanted to say it's not only when mental health is not only an issue for adults, it is for children also. I remember when my daughter was in her sixth, now she's in her 12th. So when she was in her sixth, she actually came one day and she started crying, and there was no particular reason why was she crying and all that. And one day we got a call from her school, so both of us ran. We didn't know what happened, and there my daughter was sitting there in the principal's cabin, and the nightmare starts from there. The reason what certain silly issues which happened between their classmates, then there is a rapid change in my daughter. She stopped talking. There was a huge weight loss. She lost. She was actually an ace badminton player. She used to participate in district levels and all that. She stopped going to all that. There was a lot of chaos in her life, which was going mentally, and we were unable to understand because we never faced all this kind of a problem. What Rajshri ma'am just now told, that there is no support, exactly, because the child is unable to tell that there is some issue which is going on, because for us as a parent, when we see, we have faced all these kind of bullying, nagging, or whatever, because we were mentally strong at one point of time, maybe because we had a lot of friends to talk to at that particular time. But now children are so restricted that they cannot define what exactly is going inside their head. So it was so difficult for us, those sixth, seventh, eighth, her those 3 academic years were nightmare for me. Maybe that is why I shifted from HR to education system, only to know what exactly is going on. So slowly to pull her out and all that, it took a lot of time, but now she's able to understand, like, this is what the world is. So I always tell her, this is the reality. Welcome to our life. So,
Right. So, taking from Deepika ma'am's experience, like what she just shared, I usually say that mental health, in my definition, is more like men, men with irrespective of gender. I'm just like commonly using men, telling or telling tales to heal, basically. So, because earlier we had human connections, now there's a study which says that we used to speak a lakh of words together, a lakh and crores words together. And today it's hardly point of communication, because it's considered bad to speak in corporates. Also, I've seen, that people, when they talk, it's considered so bad and looked upon, down upon, that we have come to only 2,500 words spoken a day, because everything, like, it's basically AI, right? We WhatsApp, we Instagram, but we don't speak. And it's very important to speak and express. That's why, because that's because we have given these organs to use, and they're not inefficient like appendix, or that even if removing appendix is not a problem. So when we are not expressing the side, the unphysical side, that I say, and we are not realizing the importance of it, I think we are actually caging people with and restricting them to not say much and to express much. So I totally agree that um, when I say mental health is not just adult. It starts at any point of time. Childhood issues are different. There childhood depression, autism, there are a lot of things. And the point that I wanted to now discuss was that, yes, we can recognize someone going through a problem. It's just that we are blinded, we have closed our eyes, we have stopped acknowledging those aspects, basically, that we say, oh yeah, he's stupid. When, like, somebody is laughing too loudly or crying too loudly, we just say, oh, this person is stupid, or this person is weak, and we judge and we move on. We don't care, like, what is the major impact that is going to happen. So I think we need to be little sensitive and and observe people in the sense that the humanity still stays. Like, there's a very beautiful song, I don't know you have heard or not, that goes by the name that We Are the World by Michael Jackson, and it was sung for Haiti as well. And I appreciate every word of it, because we know that the person is calling us. We know the body is calling us and telling us that, that there's something wrong. It's just that we choose to ignore the signals and way beyond. Like, for example, a person can, suddenly gain weight or lose weight because the person can be going through depression or stress or showing any signs of mental health illness. The person might have erratic sleep cycle, might be sleeping at office hours or not sleeping at night, and being irritated and cranky, feeling tired all the time. So these are, having sweaty hands, not having very good confidence to talk and communicate and express oneself, and maybe also the fact that the person is having a low self-esteem. So these are, very common signs that we observe, and it's just that we don't feel the need to cater to these things, and we just say, in modern worlds, it's said that, okay, go buy a brownie and your mood will be fine, or go get a drink, you'll be fine. So it's more like that. And surprisingly, the truth is not like that, and we need to pay attention to it. And alcohol or cigarette or brownie or pizza is not a solution to it. We are, just imagine, by WHO study, 1 in 5 people are depressed. So just imagine the 4 people who are in a position to get triggered at any moment and be in depression or any other mental health illness. So the point is that mental wellness is very, very important, in which it is very important to to give strength and encouragement to other people. Do not reject the ideas. If I, for example, usually I just use this example by saying that, just imagine that you are a mother or a father, and your daughter sketches a picture and, comes excitedly to you, and maybe it's an hour of disturbance for you. And she comes and shows you, I have made this picture, this is you and me, and this is, this is my imagination. And you just shut that person off, that child, okay, please don't disturb me, I am very busy. Or so self-confidence is gone there and then. The mental impact is already there. And if you just hug the person, appreciate, take the 2 minutes off your stress, you will feel relaxed and there will be a difference, visible difference in you. The point is that mental health wellness is not as expensive as we are making it. It's just using more of humanity and human emotions and, being more human to each other and not being so judgmental all the time. Also, it is very important to understand that, it's when I like break a bone, I break a bone and you can see the bone being broken. You see a fracture, you will come right and write off a message and all that stuff. But what about when I'm totally gone from here? My mind is not working because this is a treasure we don't, really take care of. Because if this doesn't function, our body, whatever we feel proud of, it will not function. So the very fact that I use these platforms and use these mental wellness, uh, you know, uh, lectures or webinars or however discussions or whatever you call it, because I don't believe in labels too much. I always say this: it's time we get educated rather than stigmatized or stigmatized. I stigmatized is basically, basically using in a very poetic manner, but let's get educated. It's time for education. It's time to know. It's time to know beyond machines and foster the best machine that we have, because everything is given for a reason and we are not using it for every reason it's given for, and we are basing convenience over everything. So mental wellness comes from not just doing yoga, meditation, walking, and having a distraction or take a breaking moment, or take a vacation. You can actually prevent such drastic traumatizing moments from happening, where you can actually just say to yourself and appreciate your negative emotions. And just because they are negative, do not ignore them, because it's very, very important to acknowledge. Otherwise, we are killing our emotions and our half of ourselves in that process. So listen to that self. When the body is saying that I'm kind of tired, take that rest at that point of time. Do not stretch yourself too much for others or for yourself as well. Struggles are there, but every struggle does not have to be very difficult just to become successful. Some things can come easy too. Maybe you don't feel the struggle now because you have been struggling all your life to get to that moment, because you were preparing all this while. So there are always philosophical ways to solve situations, to solve mental health problems, but it's always better to have a scientific and artistic way of looking at it, and approaching the available help in the market, which is genuinely there, and it's not a radio jockey giving a counseling advice on radio or Instagram or YouTube. So just take yourself a little seriously and put up some jazz to yourself and become your sassy self, and just say that, I'm here and I'm here to take care of myself. And sometimes log kya kahenge can have a cut. Right?
Yeah,
And
Jigyasa, that's true, actually.
and
Thank you so much.
and more cakes can have cuts too.
Yeah, true. I know we all need to overcome this emotional pandemic and work towards breaking that mental lockdown that we all need to be aware of. Thank you for letting us know. It's just that now somebody sent it's okay not to do.
Yeah.
Correct.
I just would like to share something. I think it's a wonderful topic today, what Jignasa has been speaking. And I'm not a counselor. I do not come from a doctor background, but I think I got into a situation where I didn't have anything but to face it. So just as you were saying, all of us corporates get into the stressful situation and all. Till about 20 years of the first half of my life, I was a very practical girl, all such things. One medical issue which happened, and I can't confirm, and there is a lot of controversy around it, but this is what happened with me, and I just want to be candid to share it. So since we were all in IT, in our company, they asked us to take vaccination so that we could go to, it was a prerequisite to go to US as such. It was a hepatitis B vaccination. And till then, I was a very practical person. And then after I took that injection, in 3 months, I gained some 10, 15 kgs. And I became a very different person, actually. Okay. So it was a person that I did not go with. It was a person I didn't recognize. I was a practical person, and I became all of a sudden emotional. Emotional to an extent that if I sit to somebody who is sad, I will absorb that sadness with me. I would like be a sponge. Sometimes I would come across as a very understanding person because I was absorbing everybody's sadness, and also a lot of suppressed energy within me were coming. And this all happened in a time where there was so much of pressure at work. When you don't have a right manager, or it's IT, you are not somebody who's born with all the communication skills or soft skills as such. So uh, so that became like a struggle for me. And the first time I had a lot of body pains and all, and I went to the doctor, and then doctor said, this was when I was just 23 age, and I've never heard a word called stress. And he said, are you in stress? For me, that was the first time I'm hearing that word, actually. Stress, wo kya hota hai type, And then he said, like, do you have too much of work or something is bothering and all this thing? So like the symptoms that he said, then I realized it's stress. The reason that I'm sharing is that in my journey of understanding this and overcoming it, I kind of got some solutions which are much more practical. And I just want to highlight that um, uh, the depression, the sadness, that whatever it is, it comes so deeply from within inside, and it looks like, not this lifetime, like 10 lifetime ka issues were coming up. And it was very difficult to explain to people because they never understood. So I actually became a little spiritual, but not like, as you said, walking, yoga, it's not like that or anything was actually helping. So, but it was years of understanding, and from an emotional sense, behavioral pattern. I really had to keep the emotions, my emotion, others' emotion away. And some of the tools which helped me, and probably it would be great for others to explore, is a tool called EFT. The important a tool called EFT. Even before that, what I realized is that vaccination has actually inflamed my liver. Okay, many people who think that water, depression, sadness, all these things, as per Chinese medicine, energy techniques, liver is the seat of emotions, balancing emotion. That vaccination had actually upset my liver, and I had got fatty liver. I still have fatty liver. What happens is when the liver is very imbalanced, and your emotions are very, I feel somebody who's very stable means his liver is functioning well, not the physical liver. I mean, there is a liver meridian. And one of the important things to take care of from a liver perspective is to actually have a good healthy food. I mean, obviously no junk, no sugar, no white, all this thing that I think many people are aware. Mental health is equal to having good nutrition. That is point one. Point two is when you have lots of emotions which is struggling. I practice a lot of EFT. I have a therapist who works with me. I work with people because sometimes you don't get perspective. You need perspective. Third thing which has helped me is, again, I'm sure a few people may be aware, maybe Jignasa, Deepika, you might be knowing. This is from a British uh, British homeopathy person who saw that people came to him. This was, he was in 1932 or something. People came to him. People came for the same issues but had different emotions as such. So he saw that the emotions behind the people is what he had to heal, and the medicines that he were having was for the physical elements, not for the emotional. And that is when he created a flower therapy, not the aromatherapy. I'm not talking about jasmine, flower, rose and all. He went into forest for 10 years, and he actually got for example, like if you are very fearful, you go and take a flower called mimulus. Okay, when you take mimulus, the attribute of that flower is to overcome fear. Or the flower for walnut, you know how walnut looks, right? Akrot is like a design of a brain. So if you take walnut flower as a you will be protected against external thoughts. Okay, there is like when we are talking about suicide and all such thing, when you think of suicide, it's actually one repeated thought which is going in your mind, circle and circle and circle, and you are not able to break that. So there is a flower called cherry plum, which is specifically for thoughts which is running. And believe me, trust me, if somebody was actually having that back remedy just given to a person who is suicidal or something, it's you know that suicidal is all about that moment decision, right? And after that, if this can be given, uh, uh, I have seen change. The reason that I've seen changes in myself. And counseling can help to a certain extent, because again, it is at a very logical level. Because ultimately, whatever, as long as you're in good circles and people are able to talk to you, you will never actually get depression, to be honest, if you have so much people. But this is like when you're dealing with yourself and fighting with your own thoughts and all such things, that is when this comes. And I EFT back remedies has been extremely powerful techniques which has helped me. And also the nutrition part. And nutrition, I mean, for me, for years together, actually, I realized that autism is also when the gut bacteria is not proper, it can actually lead to autism. That was a discovery, you know. So I felt that I need to share these things with this forum. I feel very safe and very open, non-judgmental group, and very open to talk on any of these subjects, or walk through on any of these things which has practically helped me. And probably to a larger extent, I am alive because of these techniques and dealing with things.
That's
Thank you. Thank
beautiful.
you. Like, thank you, Vedashit. I think those points are really something that I myself have heard first time, and I will definitely be trying those things. So I think there has been a lot of serious talk going on. Like, we are currently talking about mental health, how we can overcome. So let's start with something else. So I would like everyone to be to define their mental health in one line. How are they feeling currently in terms of their mental health in one line? So I think I can start with myself. So currently I would say instead of one word. Sorry, I'm getting
You
nervous.
are
Was that?
breaking your own rule, Rohit.
Yes. Okay.
Then let's pass.
So I am feeling like SN then yes, it's a very sorry for the pronunciation. SN then just something like I to hide pain, I am laughing. So that's the real meaning. So that's currently my mental health. I would open the forum for everyone to speak about their mental health in one line.
Okay, I'll go next. This is what I always believe and practice, that one of the saying from Swami Vivekananda: talk to yourself at least once in a day, otherwise you may miss a meeting with an excellent person in this world. And this helped me always, because I believe in all the ancient techniques, which is yoga and meditation, which is not only physical exercise, but it's more about the union. We are talking about talk with human, but there is more than human here on this earth, which is other animals and plant kingdom also. So we have a bigger responsibility than only about us. So when we are with us, ourselves, I think we become more responsible. That is what most of our ancient sages have said. Thank you. Thanks, Rohit, for such a good question.
Yeah. So anyone else?
Anand was Anand raised his hand before, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Anand. Okay, Anand,
Anand.
please.
Thanks. Naveen. So, and I will not take much of your time. I will quickly like wrap it up on what I'm thinking on this topic. First of all, sorry for joining late, but whatever I've heard, I think I'm so glad I joined this today's session because I didn't want to miss it. So yeah, so that's one thing. Second thing, to start with Rohit's question, I think my current state is I'm very relaxed. It's weekend and in TGV Connect. What better than where to spend your weekend? So that's one thing. And quickly on the topic, I feel like mental state depends on two or three things, very basic things. One is your surrounding, where you are right now. Second is how you respond to that. Are you reacting or are you responding? And what decisions you take depending on that are actually the three major points that affects your mental health. So whether it's positive or negative, whatever impact is, it is only and only because of these three prime factors. And then there are so many things that goes on after that. So I think there is definitely one thing which Jigyasa mentioned, right? It should not be something, it's not visible. So I think it's very important that we acknowledge first, like where we are, in what state we are. Because acknowledgement itself solves the first thing. If we keep ignoring, I think that is one of the biggest things, harm that we can. And trust me, when Veda ma'am or someone said, like, that depression, how stress has negative impact on the body, I have seen this right in front of my eyes in my family and friends. And definitely, like, the hands shiver, you start sweating when you're in AC. I mean, this is nothing but the signs of, stress impact on your body. So it's very real. Like, it cannot be more real than this. But yeah, I also agree and I just want to like say one thing which I think Jigyasa ma'am mentioned is something like just a little bit a different thought. And sorry if you feel that I'm coming from a very raw perspective, but what I feel is I think you should not take yourself very seriously, because when you start taking things seriously, I think that's where the problem starts. Be in a lively mode, take things at a on a lighter end. That will definitely help you to grow. And there are certain things which you need to take serious, but yeah, like not everything. So that's one thing. And second thing which I just recently learned, because there is mental health campaign going on in our company, and this one technique with which I will close my thoughts is very, very important. It's very scientific, and every time, no matter where you are. So this one thing is, whatever you do, right from the activity that you start with your day or you end, whatever you do, you log in, you eat food, you jog, you go office, whatever, you start your car. Just before that, 1 second, take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath and then do the activity. What happens by doing this? It's a very, very simple thing, but it just brings your mind right into the present moment. Nothing, and that's exactly what we want our mind to be, where the right place is, like it's in the present moment. Everything falls in place. So just try with this. I'm just trying it for last 2-3 days. I have not been able to do it very rigorously, but wherever I'm trying, I think it is definitely helping me. And I think I would highly recommend this particular, forget about everything else right now, but if you just start with this one small activity, trust me, it will definitely help. So with that, I think I will close my thoughts, but thank you so much for bringing up this topic in this such a community. And I think it's very important. And thanks Naveen and team for discussing on those important topics in very, mature way. So thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
Yeah, maybe I'll take just 30 seconds. Okay, as I mentioned in the shorts video that was recorded, it's more about how physically you are fit, right? For me, like if I'm physically fit, I'm mentally fit, and it's the other way around also. If I'm mentally fit, I'll be physically fit. But working out every day for the last 23 years, I think, I believe right from my +1 onwards, I've been working out every day, uh, about an hour in the morning, and that is keeping me physically fit, and which is actually helping me to be mentally strong also. And at this point in time, like, my mental state is neutral. Of course, a lot of things running on about TGV platform and how do we take these circles to the next level, and my US trip coming up, so many things, but I'm trying to just balance myself. Okay, all we need is clarity of thought that leads to mental wellness in terms of prioritizing right things and taking proper actions from time to time, and don't get stressed out. And this particular topic, right, it goes hand in hand with so many aspects. For example, if you are procrastinating, right, you'll end up accumulating so many tasks. If you end up accumulating so many tasks, it will lead to stress. If you are stressed, probably you may not be mentally fit and you'll make hasty decisions. Likewise, everything will have cascading impact, in my opinion. So just try to complete everything on your plate and keep your plate as empty as possible, so that your mind is also strong. That's about it. Back to Rohit.
Yeah, I think that's very good thoughts going on. So anyone else wants to share their mental state?
Yeah, I feel mental health comes from being original, what you are, and whatever you want to do, we should be able to do it, and without any, as he said, Naveen, fear, procrastination, all those things. And gratitude also plays a major role. So, like when we practice gratitude, what happens? Automatically, the mental health comes into place and it helps. And of course, your physical, mental health, all this rest, peace, sleep, it's a whole package. You cannot be physically fit and mentally ill. And it's all a whole package interrelated. And that is what today all these I'm from a coaching and a training field now. So we say that in coaching, that is what we learn. We have to listen to people, let them air out their feelings, because when we give them a ear to listen, they will be able to let out all their anxiety, because anxiety is becoming one big disease now in the present scenario, especially with the youth and things. So let it out and be yourself, and there is a balance between conscious and your subconscious. That is where the mental health comes into place. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So from that, I think I can go to my next question. So this whole idea of having a session of mental wellness grew from my one of my experience. Like I am currently battling my mental issues. So I have my medical insurance done from my company. So I went to the concerned person, HR department. So I said that is mental issues covered under the policy. So the answer that I got was no company, no insurance company values or considers uh, mental health as a problem. So anything that is outside and it's visible, it's considered and added into your policy or covered under policy. Even COVID is covered now. Everything is covered. So I just want to ask, like, I feel that it should be added that mental issues should be also covered under the medical policies. So I would really want to listen to your thoughts onto that. So I think people who have yet not spoken. So
Just one quick thing on this, Rohit, if
yeah,
may I speak?
yeah, sure,
That's
sure,
okay.
sure.
I think, see, from the insurance perspective, it's all business, right? So I don't want to comment on that aspect, like whether it will be included or not. But the organizations like us, like in Amazon that I'm working in, they have something called as employee assistance program. So they don't get covered into the insurance or anything, but I don't have to pay a single cost if I'm getting any sessions with any experts to talk about my mental wellness or whatever it is. And they have weekly sessions on mental wellness, financial well-being, and there are so many topics that they're covering under this particular program. So maybe if we can't include into insurance, the organizations can do in another way, something which I'm seeing, and I think it's really helping a lot of people. So maybe that's one of the ways going forward. So yeah, just quick
Okay.
thought on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Prima, if you want to say something on that, you have not spoken yet.
Yeah. So for the insurance thing, coming from a law perspective, I do understand that how it might be sometimes difficult to categorize things. So when we talk about how mental health is being considered in societal institutions, it still has a long way to go, especially when we talk about how we are treated in the law aspect, in the courts, in the criminal justice system. Because um, there's a concept in criminal law which is called of dolly incapax, that is incapable of being able to commit a crime due to lack of mental ability, lack of that level of mental ability to know the to understand the nature of your act and the consequences of the same. So if a person is found to be of dolly incapax, that is a, I don't know, it's a Greek word or something, or a Latin term, then that person is not liable for the crime. He's not held guilty for the crime. But what comes under that concept of dolly incapax is still very orthodox, in the sense we still follow a very archaic or all or nothing approach in that. To put it in simpler terms, it's basically like if you have higher level diseases which can be categorized as schizophrenia or psychotic diseases or some level of higher level, basically severe level of diseases, only then you can be given that kind of exception under the law. A lot of other factors, a lot of individual factors on how different mental health disorders can affect different people individually. So individual differences on how mental illnesses may manifest in individuals are not taken into account. So currently I'm actually working on a research paper. My college dissertation is on this topic only. I'm still in the process of researching on it, so I will definitely update you on what I found. Um, Recently, one case I came across was one where a person wanted divorce on the ground of cruelty because the wife did not accept that she had a mental health condition or a mental illness, and did not take the therapy or um, the treatment for the same. So the High Court in this case has passed in favor of the husband and has termed it as cruelty. But of course, this law seems bad in law. This judgment is not correct. So this will be challenged in the Supreme Court. And given how the things are, Supreme Court will most probably overturn this judgment. In the age when mental health is in vogue, this kind of a judgment comes as a very archaic thing going back in time, basically. Because if we have seen many, so I'm going to give you a very stupid example of a TV serial. So in TV serials also we see people blackmailing each other that we'll give you divorce because you are mentally incapable, tum pagal ho, tum ye ho, wo ho. So this actually happens in courts. No matter how joking or laughable it may seem on TV screens, it actually happens in courts. So, if we take such an approach there, wherein any person who accuses someone of mental illness can take the ground of cruelty to take a divorce, it's very rhetoric in its approach. So, let's see where the law will take us in on that manner. And yeah, even for the insurance, once it becomes clear at a basic level of what is dolly incapax, only then the insurance thing can also be made more clearer as to in which cases we can claim the insurance of mental illness.
Yeah, thank you for the thought. I think that's the
So
best thing that could have come from that.
yeah,
So
actually I
yeah,
was just in my process of thinking. That's why I did not speak earlier.
yeah,
But this was something which was my area, so I just took a lot of time. Sorry for that.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay. I think Miss, I'm over to Naveen. He wants to share something and introduce Mr. Prakash.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm extremely honored to have Prakash Ramchandran ji join our TED Circles meeting or TGV Inner Circles meeting today. And he's an accomplished technology professional with over 4 decades of experience. And majority of the time he spent working in the States. And he has chaired many organizations like IEEE, 3GPP, and then other technology bodies like IoT, open source, electronics, and semi-tech management. And I've recently interviewed him on TGV, and in fact, I am fortunate to have connected him through one of mutual friends. Again, this is a chain reaction that is happening as and when I'm interviewing new people, they introduce me to others. Likewise, I was introduced by Mr. Sunku to eminent professional Mr. Prakash ji, and every word he speaks, it's a nugget of wisdom, I would say, and you will witness it. And thank you so much, Prakash ji, for accepting my invite and joining this particular meeting. And really, our folks will be thrilled to listen to your insights. And today we are discussing a topic, mental wellness. Of course, I'm not the host of this particular meeting. Rohit is chairing this, but I thought I'll introduce you since he's not aware of your intro and background, and request you to kindly turn on your video if possible, and probably take the stage.
Hi everyone, Prakash here, and thanks for the great introduction, Naveen. And the team here I see is 13, and if you are at the end of your meeting and if you still have 13, then I'm really impressed. Remember, it's easy to start,
Yeah.
exciting to start anything, and to maintain the quorum till the end is a harder part. Okay, first, can you hear me properly? That is the first question. Okay.
Yes, we are able to clear. Yeah.
So, thank you, everyone. Yes, I don't know the detail, but I have not heard what you said. I'm just going to speak out whatever is in my mind. And this is topic is mental illness. Is that correct?
Mental wellness.
Okay, not illness, the wellness. Good. Yeah, it's good to think positive. And wellness, if you look at mind, mind is always chasing something. So you don't know. You can be on moon, you can be on sun, you can be on Saturn, you can be on the earth back to ground. So it's a flight of the mind, and we want as an individual, as a person, to enjoy life. So the issue is when we try to enjoy, we we exceed our limits sometimes, and that may impact the other person, whatever, whether it is a husband, wife, brother, sister, friends. So essentially, what it means is if you can limit your enjoyment to the extent you are not impacting the other, that is the key. Otherwise, hell breaks out. Now, what I heard last was about divorce, and that's a real pain. After living for together for a long time or even for short time, whatever, with all the dreams, and one knocks at the door to take the other person off, the spouse, that's a tragic thing to happen. And so when I look at the wellness, wellness is happening only if you are considerate. If you are inconsiderate, now whether it is because of your state of mind, like you are a lunatic or you don't know you are a lunatic, but you think you are not. So those kinds of things do happen. And now, so that means what? If you have control of the body, you will have hopefully the control of the mind. Essentially, it means the if a human being is live, there is a stability in their health, either physical, mental, psychological, whatever we do in life. So the important thing is to maintain balance. And how do you maintain the balance? There are many things. We get excited about as a young person, oh, I want to do exercise, I want to go to gym, I want to do aerobics, I want to do some restriction exercise, and I overdo. Obviously, because you have the energy to do it, you do everything, and then you end up in a right, a uh, wrong, what you call direction. Rather than maintaining the balance, you get unbalanced. And one unbalance in life, in your physical body or mental body, can shake the whole thing off. A simple fall of a old person from just in the bathroom going for a just for washing something, and they fall and they fall flat and they get unbalanced, and then after that they suffer for whole life, even though the life may be short at that age, but still they suffer. So the issue is, you uh, go onto the road, and just like you're walking or you're running, you run met an accident, you're knocked off, you don't know what happens. So it's a challenge, and to add to that, I will give you some examples. If you are drunk and you got a habit of drinking, and then you hide it and you keep doing, at some point of time it comes out that you are overdoing it, and then you lose, and then you get into some arguments or accidents or whatever you do as a consequence of that. So that is a mental wellness issue. So, lot of things in life are triggered by such incidents. It's the incidents that trigger the whole unbalance. And once it gets into unbalance, a wife beating husband, husband not listening to wife, husband or husband and not listening to wife that you should not drink, and she just wants to not worry about the kids, and so now he doesn't worry about the kids. Nobody asks any question. That is bad. So basically, the both have to have shared responsibility, and that is something that does not come easy. It's a hard thing because there is a typical pattern in the hierarchy, and whether it's matriarchal in Kerala or whether it's patriarchal in whatever, let's say Andhra or Tamil Nadu, whatever. So the or if it is a patriarchal example in say uh, I would put it north, point finger to our what is it, Punjab, and other one, what is the other one? Those guys are really Bihar is another. So you don't know UP, Bihar, and then so you got different kinds of varieties of tradition, and those traditions are uh, may have meant something good at some other time, but in the current times they may not be the right thing to do. So one has to uh, work with the society, and obviously young people are not going to take it for granted because they have their own mind, and they are definitely much better off in the sense they have a better understanding early in the day. It's not like I have to ask my forefather to tell me what should I do next. Those were the days when only it was all coming from tradition. As the traditions have changed and society has become paperless, society has become all Google driven or search driven. You can ask anything and you can get answers, and so the level is different. So keeping mental balance, keeping physical balance, uh, challenge what you think is incorrect in society. It's your prerogative, it's your right. At the same time, you have the responsibility. So exercise your rights along with the responsibility to ensure that you do not have, you do not become the cause of mental well illness or not wellness of somebody else. So, as long as you do what you do, of course, I'm not saying that people accept easily. People don't accept tradition. They refer to tradition to do what they want to do, and not listen to saying, okay, you people are young, you don't know. We know, right? So that's also unfair for the elderly people to enforce something. So uh, the legal part of it is very hard everywhere. There is a difference. We have seen the triple talaq. We have seen the various temple are not allowing women, are allowing only men, and so these are legal issues are really complex. Fortunately for us, the current tradition has been broken after independence, post independence 50 years. Now we have broken all that, and we are hopefully moving towards better world. And I'm definitely happy to see that all of you have been what you call engaging in such discussions, which is itself a big deal. See, remember, uh, like in older days, or even now, I can see some of the Rajasthani example. If there is a old man in the family, the ladies will put their scarf over and then touch the feet, and then okay, that's fine, but not do some things and can't talk something. So one of the reasons for India is our our space is limited. Our population is higher, so people do not get enough personal space, and so there is no me, there is we. And if you don't have time for yourself to think, your mental balance is going to be difficult to manage, because you don't get certain things personal. Space is not there, time is not there, money is not there, dependency is there. So all this leads to quite a bit of challenge. And so the only thing I would say at this time is mental wellness is important, mental balance is important. You take care of health, you take care of, so character is what matters most. Then we talk about health, then we talk about wealth. However, the standards are always reversed. We always talk about wealth, and then we talk about health, then we talk about character. And so we go in reverse order, and that is natural. It is natural, but we have to get a little bit unnatural to be civilized, because civilization, otherwise the civilization, you can take a gun, shoot anybody and kill anybody. Is that civilization? No. Civilization is required because we have to stay together in this world. We have to maintain. So you can see sustainable development goals. Why are the United Nations uh, putting uh, pressure on every country to ensure that they are maintaining the what you call the sustainability of the uh, tree, sustainability of the air, oxygen, keeping the nitrogen cycle, keeping the carbon footprint low, not allowing what you call the water to go above. And so these are some of the things. So what I would say at this stage is, as a human being, it doesn't matter what you're, man, woman, gay, lesbian, doesn't matter what, those things don't matter. What matters is, uh, I, I don't want to get into a lot of that discussion, but important thing is you treat everybody equal. And uh, and Sarve Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, they call something like that in Sanskrit. What it means is you try to have equanimity with all people and keep a balance, and that is more important for the human health, wealth, and character. As well as this COVID, we have seen what was the consequence of uh, uh, not keeping to the facts. Okay, if you don't keep to the facts, you can uh, speculate something and then get into wrong thing. Oh, I should drink this, it will become okay. How does it solve the problem? Scientifically, is it proved? So the question is, some people start believing scientific. If you cannot explain by scientific, then he says, no, 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 go Ayurvedic, everything will be all right. But immediate, who can fix it? Can Ayurveda fix over a middle term and a long term? But do you not have to do something immediate to get a vaccination to prevent? So these are challenges in life, and it will definitely, the mental health of the people was challenged very much. And I think I will stop here and ask if you have any questions, and that will be the better way of interaction. At least I have given what I thought. I hope I have given justice to the topic. Let's look forward to questions. If you have any, I can handle that. I'll stop here.
Thank you, Prakash. Thank you for the insight. Naveen, you want to give a surprise? So we are waiting.
Yeah. All right. So I haven't prepared much, okay, about presenting a deck or something, but I would like to make an announcement in this forum because it's high time. I have to do this. Okay. TED Circles is officially getting discontinued by TED, and they have converted that into a paid membership kind of thing, wherein these internal conversation is happening. And what does that mean to each one of us is it is not going to impact us in any way because we ourselves are becoming official TGV Inner Circles. Okay, we are here to come up with our own brand, and we wanted to expand pan India, pan world. Okay, wherein we will be serving as a headquarter in terms of determining the topics, and there is a lot of background work happening. And in case if somebody is willing to head certain functions, I have already reached out to a couple of people on this call, like Rohit, Deepika, Sangeeta, right? Based on my past interactions and all, and I didn't reach out to rest of the team members because probably you might have not asked me saying that I want to be part of any of the initiatives at a larger scale and all, but that doesn't deter you to joining me. In case if you really want to be part of the core team, please join, because we wanted to launch this TGV Inner Circles, which is the tentative name as of now. We have already identified so many different names, but that is a tentative name, and it is going to expand like wildfire. And we wanted to promote paid membership so that people are interested and they come up with some seriousness and take the learnings out of it and all. And we are yet to figure out what to do with the current members, because for me these members is the main headquarter group from which we are going to have a lot of volunteers across different verticals or across different states and all. But we are going to grow leaps and bounds, and we will empower people. We will create more leaders who can drive these kind of conversations within their circles and post it to us as a headquarters. And I'm going to create a separate LinkedIn page, separate YouTube channel for the whole TGV Inner Circle so that it doesn't clash with the existing TGV pages and all. And we are going to grow better, I would say. Okay, grow bigger, and we will be better. And it's an excellent opportunity for each one of you to be part of this family initiative, because it's like planting a seed and watching it grow into a mass banyan tree. Okay, you guys might have already seen me. Okay, in case if some idea comes to me, I make sure that it happens. So you will be part of some initiative from scratch. In case if you are interested to be a volunteer, do reach out to me. Nevertheless, a lot of stuff is happening in behind the scenes. Okay, and there will be some monetary benefits as well for those who volunteer. Okay, because we are not going to give everything for free. We are done with whatever has happened from TGV. 201 episodes are for free. Of course TGV episodes will be free in future also, but there will be some sort of restriction which will come, wherein some access to premium content might be charged. Likewise, there are so many things happening in the background, but specific to TGV Inner Circles, we have huge opportunity to grow ourselves and stand out from crowd and create a circle for ourselves, thereby leaving a legacy. Okay, so if you are up, just ping me in the personal window on WhatsApp. I'm going to invite you to the next steering committee meetings and all. And for the with that, maybe we'll open the floor for next month's meeting. Who would like to be the host? And they can propose the topic now itself, or they can propose the topic separately. And the way this March month conversations have happened is Rohit has created a separate WhatsApp group, temporary WhatsApp group for the core team members. He included me, Kavita, and also Deepika and all. And we had some internal meetings also in terms of how do we go about it, because we don't want to tell the same old story every time. People should look forward for the inner circle conversations. What's something new? What can I take away, right? So creativity plays a very critical role here. That's why I was challenging Rohit, do your bit in terms of how you make your it is your show, it is his show today, and I'm glad that he has grown himself as a great facilitator. Likewise, I want everybody that is part of Inner Circle to be a leader. Okay, and when I say leader, it's not about creating followership, guys. Creating more leaders. Okay, you have to create, you have to influence society at large and make them part of this particular tribe and promote these kind of healthy conversations and all. Because the way I see these conversations are healthy is, at least it is preventing us from binge watching the OTT platforms or binge watching or binge scrolling on any of the social media platforms and all. We are part of some healthy conversations, right? Which is enhancing our thought process and all. Likewise, this has a huge scope, okay, in terms of taking it forward. And I thought I will let you guys know in person in the meeting rather than sharing about this by typing and all, because you'll not know the energy levels and the kind of enthusiasm, how passionate I am about driving this initiative and all. So I thought I'll announce it in this group. And I'm really looking forward to contributions from each one of you. And there are so many different roles. As I said, it's all about how much you want to go that extra mile and create a mark for yourself. Okay. With that, I'll stop talking about TGV Inner Circles. This is going to continue to grow. Okay. Now open the floor for the nominations. Who will take up the nominations?
Nominations for what? For the next
Nominations for the being a host of the next TED Circles meeting. Okay, they have to plan the meeting and the topic as well. Okay, and I'm going to give this Zoom meeting, and in fact, you guys will get support from me, Kavita, Rohit as well. Okay, he's going to handhold. Adiba, I think you wanted to be a host for one of the previous sessions. Do you want to take it up?
I don't know what topic I should take up. So
See, we can discuss. I'll help you out. You think through, come up with one or two options, or else I'll let you know the topic. Don't worry about the topic at all. That's
yeah,
not a big
sure
deal.
then.
All right. So Adiba would be the host for next TGV Inner Circle meeting, and you can check within our team who wants to be the scribe to capture the notes and all, and later on they can send it to me. In future, once we have our own our Inner Circle page and all, we will publish the summary of these meetings there directly instead of routing it through my channel. I mean through my page, because I don't want to get the due credit of what the team is actually creating and all. I have enough things to post and all. Okay. All right, guys, thank you. And I'm really glad to see 12 to 14 members joining and on a very critical topic. And Rohit, you have been an amazing host. And this is Rohit's 16th session, just like Mr. Navin's. All right, I'll stop here. If you have any closing thoughts, you can continue, or else we can close the session.
Rohit, before you end, I just want to tell you, you are a legend, man. Legend
And
for me.
and thank you so much, Prakash ji, for joining this particular meeting. Really honored to have you here, and look forward to your contributions in future. Whenever you find time, please hop in and share your wisdom with our folks.
Sure, I will do that, and appreciate considering that it's late. Let's close. But thanks everyone, and I would see what I can do to participate and what I can suggest. I had suggested, if you remember, something like Om for the audio sense. Let's see. I'll come back later. Okay.
Let's see.
Take care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you,
So
everyone. Thank you,
Charita, I
Jigyasa.
couldn't speak
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
through the session, but I would just like to thank all of you for the wonderful conversation. And one mantra which helps me in any situation is so what? If anything happens, the question is so what? So just go on with that, and that has helped me immensely. I thought I would share with all of you. Thank you very much. I hope, Naveen, I made it to your cover page pic.
No, I didn't capture it. Probably somebody has to capture now. Okay.
I did already.
Okay, you captured Sucha's pic as well, right? Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
All right. So thank you.
So
Yep.
thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jigyasa, and everyone.
Bye-bye.
And my mantra is hashtag no regrets. So you can follow that as well.
Hey, Jigyasa, sorry, I forget to mention. Hey, thanks a lot, and Prerna. I really loved insights from both of you guys, and appreciate you taking time on a Saturday evening while rest of the folks are partying and all, and you covered very important topic. I really appreciate you taking time, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really
Thank
like
you
to
so
thank
much.
Vedashri. Your sharing was excellent today. Very thoughtful and impactful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See, all our TGV guests, right? They are all Hatke people, okay? Don't underestimate them.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Prerna ji
All
also.
right.
Thank you.